Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Nick.
This is Fish Jelly.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. So we're back together. Because last week's podcast we recorded via Zoom because I was in Merida.
Yes, that's correct.
So I made it back.
Yes,
fortunately, question mark. But here we are. Anyway, you brought up Tilly Norwood. Who is Tilly Norwood? An artificial intelligence generated character created in 2025 by a production studio called Particle 6. Her persona is that of an aspiring London-based actor who likes shopping and iced coffee. Her debut role was in a sketch called AI Commissioner, which was fully generated using AI tools. This Tilly Norwood entity maintains an Instagram presence, posts stylized images and video snippets, and has attracted attention from talent agencies.
Isn't that disgusting? Talent agencies.
Well, of course, the industry reaction to it, like SAG-AFTRA, obviously has condemned the concept, stating that creativity must remain human-centered and rejects the idea of synthetic performers. And then major actors have come out, like Emily Blunt and Whoopi Goldberg, criticizing it. Calling it terrifying, which of course, like the first thing you think is like, is this going to replace living performers?
I think we're still a little ways off from that, but of course, that's been the fear for a long time.
My biggest thought about, I have a few thoughts because every time I post an image that is obviously AI generated, there are a lot of comments like, how can you do that? And all the water it wastes. And so I actually don't know enough about anything except that I have access to software that if I give it a prompt, it'll help me do stuff. So, probably is important to better understand the implications. But my immediate thought is AI, and like for my purposes, what I mainly use it for, I understand that it's aggregating like data from many places. So then if you're talking about actors, it's aggregating data from like real performers, like real actors, to create whatever the prompt is.
Right.
So I do think that raises serious ethical questions because it's like, who's consenting to that? The voice, the likeness, if these things start making jokes or, comedy, like, are they copying? That's probably my biggest thought is that it's,
Aren't we drawn to watching stories on film and television because of basically because of human folly? Like, aren't we also drawn to the performers who we see age, who we know things about, whose own lives add some texture to what's going on? Like, what's interesting about watching a computer program, a sim, do Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, for instance? Like, what's interesting about that?
Well, I mean, I think,
yeah, I thought Fran Drescher, I happened to see her statement about it, and I thought was quite articulate. Was that there's a bigger problem here, and that is our species is obsessed with self-annihilation, and we have to, ponder and pick apart, like, why is it that we would be interested in something like that in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big debate. I'm not qualified to talk about it really, except I do work with AI, and I've heard creative directors who are like vehemently opposed to it, and I've heard creative directors talk about how it's a useful tool. So I don't know.
Well, that's all technology, really. Is how is this useful to us while we also maintain there are ethics involved with everything that we do as humans, right? And there are ways that we can use everything for evil, but I don't know.
Well, issues that are brought up, jobs and livelihoods at risk, like, maybe we don't use an AI actor to replace a Tom Cruise as a leading character in a big budget movie, but what if we used AI to replace like small supporting roles, extras, background performers? Like, that's an entire economy that gets wiped away maybe. And then, like you mentioned, emotional authenticity. Can an AI actor deliver the nuance and empathy of like a lived experience? I don't know. I mean, we've already had AI images for print ads and digital marketing, like still images that people didn't know were not real humans. So then I don't know, like, I haven't watched a Tilly Norwood video, but would I know that that's not a real person? I don't know.
Some of these bitches up here on TikTok and shit, yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Compared to, I mean, the real people I interact with don't seem real to me.
Well, it's easy to slip that in there when everybody's talking about the exact same things all the time. Do you remember? There's this movie from, I want to say it's 2000 or 2001, with Al Pacino and Winona Ryder. It's called Simone.
Kind of sounds familiar.
Which there's a number in the name, like it's S1M0NE, Simone, and it's supposed to mean simulated one. It's directed by Andrew Niccol, who's done a lot of sci-fi films like Gattaca, but it's about an actress that's created. Like, I think Winona Ryder plays if I remember correctly, Winona Ryder like storms off a film set, and to replace her, they create this simulated actress who becomes famous, and that's from 2002, sorry. But that's what this shit is, kind of.
But yeah, my immediate, having not really thought about this, are the legal implications of, if this thing is pulling references and using other people's likenesses and voice, elements of their voice and joke structures, like, how do we regulate that? Who owns the rights? How do people get paid? Like, that's my immediate concern. But I guess we'll see how this all plays out.
I mean, it just seems if that's what y'all want, I don't know, churn all this these computer program movies out with these actors that never age. I think I saw somebody else. There was like a snapshot of the actresses from The Substance, and be like, finally, the studios have a woman they can completely control and will never age.
Well, the other thing is I don't have much hope that this won't, this creative experiment won't snowball, because we have bigger issues that we can't seem to get a handle on. So
yeah.
I don't have any faith that people are going to come together and manage this in an ethical way. But moving on, I've seen many like vehicle pursuits, having grown up in Los Angeles, even before the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase.
That's a lackadaisical.
No, but I mean, growing up here, it was very common to see car chases on the news, and it was, admittedly, it was kind of exciting and fun to watch in real time these chases. And so I've seen so many over the years. And for the first time this past week, we were somewhat involved.
Yeah.
Because last week, well, we're recording this on Saturday, so technically it is this week. Earlier this week, you were leaving the house early in the morning, And there was a commotion. I heard helicopters.
I just opened the garage door and then I was like, whoa.
And you saw a car speed by.
I'm so glad I hadn't pulled out of the driveway yet.
Yeah, and I thought, really? So, of course, I'm waiting and waiting for it to hit the news.
Because he blew past the stop sign. He was going 80. He was zoom.
Down to 25 residential.
You know what it made me think of immediately was that video of Anne Heche's car in the alley.
Oh.
You know how you that's how it just blew by, yeah.
But once the video was available, I watched it, and you can totally see our house, like, as the car passes by.
Mm-hmm.
So that was creepy, and the person was apprehended, like right by our place near the freeway entrance.
And then I was
which is right next to a sex club or bathhouse, I should say.
It is, yeah. But I was like, oh my God, hurry up. Let me hurry up and get on the 101 because I bet this dum-dum is headed that way. And sure enough, as soon as I got to the 101 exit, they had shut it down. And later reading that news story, this man ran across the 101. He got out of the car.
Well,
that is not the freeway to run across, even that early in the morning.
So, yeah, watching the video, I don't know that he ran across the length of the 101. It looks like he ran across the on-ramp to the 101. But still, yeah, like
Bowfinger when they make Eddie Murphy.
But anyway, I thought that was an interesting story considering all these years of witnessing them. I've never actually been that close to.
The criminals are right outside.
It made it feel real.
Glad he didn't hit any prostitutes. There's a lot of them working on Western.
Actually, yeah, he's lucky.
He
really would have been in trouble.
4 dead sex workers.
Moving on, Lionel Richie, the Grammy-winning, iconic musician and American Idol judge, he released his memoir Truly last week. And there's a story in there that I saw headlines about because he basically said Michael Jackson's nickname was Stanky.
It was Stanky?
Stanky, like stanky leg.
Like Evie Oddly?
Or Eureka.
Ooh.
Anyway, sorry, that wasn't appropriate.
Well, we all stink sometimes, so
yeah, for sure.
It's best not to cement that into our reputation, I suppose.
But he explains the story saying that when Michael got big, once even bigger when his solo stuff came out and he left his family home and was on his own, that he, his day-to-day life was not really taken care of the way it was before. So he would just, he wouldn't bathe, he wouldn't wash his clothes, he would wear the same clothes for days on end. So his hygiene wasn't where it needed to be. And that's where he got the name Stanky from. But Lionel has always said that Michael was his good friend. So, I mean, I don't think he's trying to talk shit about Michael.
I think it's illuminating, and it makes me sad, really, that the most famous person in the world and wasn't really reared to take care of himself. That's depressing.
Yeah, well, or also people get busy,
yes, but there are all levels of dysfunction there.
No, for sure, but it's the main thing was that was just kind of like a funny story.
This poor young talented man.
Why did you tell that story?
Walking around and everybody thinks he stinks.
I wanted to mention because I've witnessed it several times over the past few weeks. It's really concerning when I go to a place like a business and the most raggedy person in the joint is the security guard.
Well,
and I've noticed that a lot lately.
God.
I mean, enough that I wrote it down.
Okay.
This is an alert. What's happening out there? Why is the person we should be watching the security guard?
Well, because that job is that's not an easy job. It's mostly standing around. You're also kind of powerless. So nobody wants that job and everybody makes fun of them. What do you do?
Well, I think we need to change how we handle that. Where was I? I was somewhere where they had this automated message that said, a huge light came on. It said, "Warning, you are trespassing. The authorities will be notified if you do not vacate the premises." And then there was a countdown.
Oh.
So I almost feel like...
Where's that?
I don't remember where I was, but
of course.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And can we test it?
And it wasn't me setting it off. Knowing me, I was probably sitting in my car on my computer, and then like I was next to a structure that had that. But I was thinking maybe that would be more of a deterrent than having, you know, someone from top flight security standing around looking crazy.
Well, I don't know, because my immediate response was like, let's see if their authorities really come.
Well, no, because now, even at our grocery store, they have those. You see them everywhere now, where it's like like it's clearly like an LAPD thing.
Oh, the thing in the parking lot.
Yes,
yeah.
Where it has like the police lights and it's saying you're actively being recorded, and then sometimes it will actually tell you that. I think in like because it's a nicer neighborhood, it doesn't do that. But when you go to the ones like not nice neighborhoods, that thing is talking all the time.
You dum-dums.
No, it's like every 30 seconds it says you are being monitored by the blah, blah, blah.
But I don't know who is.
So that must be effective as a deterrent.
For some things, not for all the small things, Blink 182, because people are still shoplifting out here. So they're not. I think it's just in retrospect, like if something major happens.
Well, I don't know that for a fact. I need to see the numbers. Like, has shoplifting gone down at an establishment that installed this thing?
Not because they're apprehending people.
Yeah, but if people know that they are like that, because it's one thing to steal from Target and then Target says you can't come back. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, you're actually going to recognize me next time I come. But if it's like a police commission thing where like your photo could be in like an LAPD database, I would need to see the numbers. I would assume, based on how many we see now, like the proliferation of them, that there is a statistical decline in criminal behavior in these retail spaces because of an enhanced surveillance presence. So I'm suggesting that, because this morning when I went to go get my coffee, I have another story about my coffee this morning. I'll get to it.
Okay. But coffee talk.
The Starbucks I like to go to before the pandemic, because I've been going there forever, it was a lot where like there was a parking attendant and a gate and you had to get your parking slip validated. And so it was much more regulated.
It feels very legitimate.
But after COVID, they opened it up. So there was no guard and it was just a free for all. And so now it's like 80% filled with Uber black drivers who all smoke cigarettes and smell like Dolce & Gabbana, and they just stand there.
Hey, that's a vibe, right?
And fill up the parking lot with cigarette smoke and take up all the spaces. But I would say maybe like a year ago, they introduced an attendant, and it seems like they only have this person there during like peak hours, like to prevent people who maybe are trying to go to like the DGA or like something from parking there. But this morning I went, and I usually go early on the weekends, and I noticed that they had the security guard there this morning. So maybe there's an event happening. I don't know.
Y'all should have picked up some pancakes from the Goodall.
You know, I probably should have actually.
Anyway.
But that security guard was walking around with a crate. Like the crate you put records in. And he had a boom box.
In the crate
playing music, and he looked like he was fully tweaking,
like Radio Raheem from
yes and then but he was working because he told someone like, oh, you can't park like that, and then he was like walking around monitoring, like fully tweaking.
Damn. And
I just thought, it seems like it'd just be cheaper to put the gate back up and charge people for parking unless they get validated. Like, I mean,
well, I guess less noisy for sure.
But anyway,
maybe he stayed up all night and this was.
Well, I'll get to my other story about my Starbucks this morning. I saw Dean Cherame at my Starbucks this morning, the ex-husband of Leanne Rimes.
Oh.
And I was very excited because, of course, I knew who he was when he married her, but he was one of my favorite trainers on Daily Burn. Because I did Daily Burn for 13 years?
He's the one that likes to skip.
Yeah.
He likes skipping.
And he likes to call everyone fam. And
yeah.
And I really liked him. I liked his energy. And I always felt bad for him because he met her as a background dancer. So I remember everyone saying, he's gay. Because he kind of had gay face back then because he was young. But seeing him in person, like he was right next to me for like 5 minutes because it took them forever to make my drink. You know, you don't get that vibe. And then you don't get that vibe watching him do his fitness training. But, you know, he's a Michelin trained chef. And he's quite successful in that arena. But
he should. Did you say, "Hey, Dean, you can't fight the moonlight"?
I didn't say anything because he was with his kid.
He probably hates.
Had he not been with his kid, I would have said.
He probably hates Leanne references.
Well, you know, I had to remind myself that they broke up not because of something he did.
No, she was
cheating on him with Eddie Cibrian.
I know. As a kid, I thought Eddie Cibrian was so cute.
He is.
Kind of like.
He still is.
And
but so is Dean.
Yeah, Dean is too. But well,
who am I to say?
You know, I think Eddie Cibrian reminded me of Dean Cain, who I find to be insane now. So I hope Eddie doesn't have the same issues as Mr. Cain. Oh, my groceries. I was just in Long Beach, and the grocery store that I have been to many times there, which I believe is a Vons, they shut down all their self-checkouts. And I like a self-checkout because I don't have to deal with anybody.
Well, circling back to the security guard shit, even like the Target I like to go to, who I know we have a listener who works there.
Not that I don't.
They
like
shut
cashiers.
down all of their self-checkout.
I like being easy breezy, cover girl.
Yeah, but you can't because everyone steals.
Right. And they only had 3 cashiers, and that shit was busy. And I only needed 2 things, including a card for my father. And I had to wait so long. And then by the time I got up to the little lady that rang me up, she was all stressed out because she was trying to get on the intercom to call for help, but somebody had hung up the phone somewhere in the store, and the music wouldn't stop playing. Anyway, we can't have nice things.
Listen, if I were a chief operating officer of a retail space, we would, if we did have self-checkout, it would be strictly monitored. We would have people working there. We would only have it purely for convenience for the people who only have a handful of items. But you see those people who try to go through there with a full shopping cart, know they're stealing.
Of course.
And I just think like that's crazy. Like you can't do that.
But isn't it Chelsea Handler, like lines like that, she'll just walk out of the store with her stuff?
I don't work here. At our pavilions, and I know there's someone there who listens to us too, and it wasn't you, but the lady working, I went because I charged my car there the other day because there was a charging spot open and it's free, so why not? But I went in to grab coffee from the Starbucks inside, and then I thought, oh, let me grab, I forgot what I grabbed, but honey, I don't know. It was something random. And when I went to, gum, I went and bought gum. When I grabbed the receipt, the thing that it comes out of opened.
Uh-huh.
So I said, as I was leaving, like, oh, hey, the receipt thing is not, well, that's because you pulled on it. And I said, I don't work here. You don't need to reprimand me for, I didn't even have to tell you. I could have smooth walked out. So it just feels like, do you not want to take ownership of this section? Like, do you not want a job? Talking about AI, like, I mean, do you?
Well, that's what I was thinking while I waited to buy my card was that, humans have found their workarounds of the AI with the self-checkout to still steal the shit. So
I hope every single one of you who are opposed to AI and get mad about AI things, I hope you are very good at your job. I hope you appreciate that you're not one of those people who acts like you're inconvenienced having to go to work.
Well, maybe that's what
because you might lose your job to a robot.
That's what we have to be mindful about. Maybe we have to take pleasure in the inconvenienced employees because that means they're human.
Moving on, I posted like maybe 2 weeks ago that clip from Wheel of Fortune where that black woman
doesn't know Kerry Washington.
Okay, but so we have to clear this up because she got everyone together.
Oh,
because that contestant's name is Shawnice Townsend. And she went viral because of that, because she guessed Barry Washington instead of Kerry Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a journalist a black woman named Jamil Hill, who posted something about the clip and then wrote the caption like size and Negro disapproval. So of course everyone's like, take away her black card. She doesn't know who Kerry Washington is.
Come on now. Like maybe she doesn't watch Scandal.
Who the hell is Barry Washington? The only Barry we know is Gordy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then...
Well, Barry Washington was, wasn't he that kid that got shot?
Yes, so Shawnice Townsend said she made a post talking about how, people are eating her up in the comments, but that Barry Washington was a black man lynched in the South for killing a white woman that actually attacked 2 young girls many years ago. Much respect to Kerry Washington. I don't watch much TV, but I do read many books.
Oh, okay.
And so then I thought, damn. So she did provide a nice historical lesson about Barry Washington, a 72-year-old black man who was lynched back in 1919 in Georgia during the Red Summer of racial violence. So I feel like everyone owes her an apology.
Well, that's where her mind was. It's just right. You know, that's where her mind went. So, and that's perfectly fine. But
I thought I would mention it because I did post that video. Because
the optics of it are funny because it's the white man right next to her is like gets it, and
also because it's Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what, because the category I think was like person. So then it's like, well, you know, for like this silly, you know, all-American TV game show, you're not thinking that they would call out someone like Barry Washington.
Well, I think we all enjoy the shade that it provides for Kerry Washington, who, you know, I think Kerry Washington is fine in her. This is my unsolicited opinion, I guess, in her own little lane. But there's some things I don't know that she's good at.
Wow, but this is about Shawnice Townsend. And,
yes, poor Shawnice. But
y'all need to give her back her black
justice
card.
for Shawnice.
Yeah.
Again, cancel culture. You can't just take away somebody's black card because you perceive them to not know one thing. Okay.
So, I guess in this section we should talk about Diddy. So Sean Diddy Combs was convicted on July 2nd, 2025 of 2 counts of transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution, but was acquitted of more serious charges like sex trafficking and racketeering. So on October 3rd, yesterday, he was sentenced to 50 months in prison plus a $500,000 fine. I think that would include time served, and he's been in jail since September of last year. So he's been in jail for like almost 13 months. I have not been following this case closely enough to have an opinion. I know that people post a lot saying it's not fair that he's been sitting in jail this long. I'm assuming his bail was revoked because he's a flight risk, and that's why he's been sitting there, and that people don't think it's fair that he's been so affected by, you know,
just for a little prostitution.
And I mean, you know, whooping Cassie's ass in a hotel on camera. I don't know. I wasn't a part of the jury. I didn't see the evidence. I don't know what the crimes are. I don't know what 2 counts of transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution, like what that entails. Because if these are adults who knew that they were going to get paid to come and, you know, do whatever with the baby oil, to me that doesn't seem like a big deal.
You got to fly yourself here, okay?
You know, yeah, like, you know, I don't know, but that's what he got. So, you know, it's also like, whether or not it's true, he's created a persona that seems like he's untouchable. So it's like, well, you're not going to get a lot of sympathy when you've created this persona that, because he has songs where there's one song that he has called Let's Get It that I like. And one of the lyrics is like, it was from a previous charge that he had. And he says, I'm not guilty, but still filthy or something. So it's like, you know, that's your art, and maybe that's just fake lyrics, but you have presented yourself a certain way. And it's like, well,
I predict
I'm not going to try too hard to feel bad for P. Diddy, but
I predict he's somebody that's going to be pardoned by somebody.
Oh, well, I mean,
somebody who likes celebrity attention.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Anyway,
moving on to the restaurant section. When I was in Merida, I had some nice food. I got to go back to 130 degrees and have my prime rib chicharron on a bed of guacamole with that wonderfully twice baked chipotle infused potato.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was lovely. But the most memorable food thing about that trip was because I went with a group of people who I'd never really hung out with before. And so that was a new experience for me. And we stayed in a very lovely, I mean, like mansion. But we, at one point, because that house was literally adjacent to a gay bar. So one night we were like, let's stay in and order food and then we'll just go to the bar. So several of us kind of ordered off of Uber Eats. And I had ordered Church's Chicken because they had Church's Chicken in Merida, like in the Yucatan Peninsula. So I had to order it. So I ordered a big old bucket of chicken and some biscuits and mashed potatoes. But my order showed up so late that everyone had already eaten and no one wanted anything else. So I just had like a chicken breast and put the shit in the refrigerator. But then on our final day there, it rained so heavily that we couldn't even leave the house. So one of the people took all of the leftovers out of the refrigerator and kind of made like
a fricassee.
Kind of, but he took all that chicken in the bucket and they basically like took all the meat and skins off and kind of diced it up. And then we had chicharrones, so they ground them up like dust with the pestle and mortar business. Sprinkled that all over, dumped tequila all over it, and then fried it. And I have to say, that shit was really good.
It sounds good.
That was some ghetto cuisine, but it was very good.
While you were there, I ordered a pizza. I broke down. I was like, I'm just gonna eat chicken and broccoli the whole time. But then I was like, I want pizza, and I got I thought it was a very good pizza from La Sorted's, Sorted, and it was a supreme pizza, and they had a nice deal. I got some. They were offering buffalo chicken tender fries.
Which that sounds like mechanically separated chicken parts ground up into the shape of fries.
No, shoestring fries is always like eating fry salad anyway. So this is like a legit chicken tender fry salad with buffalo sauce, and I ate that too.
And then Salt and Straw, the ice cream shop, September was like they were in their apple era, so they had a bunch of flavors that were inspired by apples, and you tried their apple cheddar cinnamon roll ice cream.
Yum, yum, yum.
Which was actually very good. But
what was that other shit? That huckleberry? I like that too.
Every time we go there, I get the same flavor, chocolate brownie.
You do.
I'll have those poor people give me samples of new flavors, and then I'll look them dead in the eye and say, give me chocolate brownie.
I don't want that.
Every time. But something interesting happened because while we were sitting outside eating our ice cream, I recognized a couple walked by us, a man and a woman. And I recognized them because they looked really sweet. And they walked, specifically the lady, but also the man. They just look like a really nice couple. Like they didn't belong in LA, but
this city will ruin you.
Yeah, but they walked well, because I imagine people looking at us like two mean buzzards walking down the street. But
no.
Well, we certainly don't look fresh and nice. I don't think.
Buzzards.
Like compared to these two people look fresh faced and happy to be outside.
Okay.
I would not say we ever look like that. At least together. But
damn. Okay. Just
they walk by us, and then all of a sudden the man walks towards us. And it kind of startled me because he goes, "Hey." And I'm like, "Oh." And then he whispers like, "I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. Can you take video?" And I was so caught off guard because I wasn't sure she knew what he was asking me. So I was trying to be conspicuous.
Well, he said, I told her I'm going to take our picture in front of Salt and Straw.
You heard that, but I didn't.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think I was startled, so I blocked out the beginning.
You had to put down your little cup of ice cream. I was munching on mine and observed, and I'm glad I didn't have to put down my ice cream.
So I get up and take the video, and he has to tell me, like, you can come closer. Because then I realized, because she knows that he asked a stranger to take her picture. And then he gets down on one knee and asks her. And of course she says yes. And, she's emotional and happy.
And then they got ice cream.
I thought that was really sweet.
It's sweet.
But I was so nervous. Like, imagine if I messed up that video or I forgot to hit record.
Ooh, yeah,
I didn't. But
that would right away when he asked that, I was nervous. Like,
all of that was running through my head. Like, I cannot mess this up. Moving on to films released, we didn't cover Anemone.
Anemone, directed by Ronan Day-Lewis,
who's the son of Daniel
Day-Lewis. And is he the son of is Isabella Johnny the mother?
Wait, so his last name is Day-Lewis then?
Yeah.
Or is his middle name Day and he just gave Ronan the same middle name?
I don't know. Well, Daniel Day-Lewis kind of retired himself, although he's saying that he didn't intend to do that. But Daniel Day-Lewis came back after a long hiatus. God, has it been since Lincoln? Was that his last movie? Anyway, and of course, Daniel Day-Lewis is married to a director, Rebecca Miller. But it's just like, oh, of course, I'll headline my son's feature. But we didn't get around to covering this, of course. But I will watch it. I like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Well, it doesn't have good reviews, so.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like your father's like a titan, a 3-time Academy Award winner, and it's like, Dad, start my movie.
I'm sure he gives a good performance, and I'm sure the movie looks good. So it's probably just that people don't like the story.
All the stories of Daniel Day-Lewis's method acting. It's like, did you do that to your kid?
Well, can you imagine? Like, there's no. I mean, you won't listen to me. Like, can you imagine trying to direct and produce you is impossible. Imagine trying to Daniel Day-Lewis's son trying to tell him what to do. There's no way. He probably just hit record on the camera and let him do whatever. Anyway, Good Boy.
I wanted to watch this, a horror movie with a dog as the lead. Directed by Ben Leonberg.
Maybe that should have been the secret movie.
Yeah. Too late now. We're already on this train.
The Ice Tower.
I also wanted what?
The Ice Storm.
Sigourney.
Snowcake.
Sigourney.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? I had a dream that I was confronted by someone who thought that, like, they didn't know who I was, and they were like, I bet you can't name a Sigourney Weaver movie.
That's really, and you're like, wait, actually.
And I'm like, stop the track, because I can name many. But then I was thinking,
your memory.
Well, Alien, Ghostbusters, 1492, A Conquest of Paradise,
Random one.
Snowcake, The Ice Storm, Heartbreakers, the TV set.
Oh.
What is the one, Working Girl? What is the one where she's in Cuba?
Company Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I messed up in my dream. That I could not think of Company Man.
Une femme ou deux.
And then what's the one with oh God, he's in Waiting to Exhale, Loretta Devine, Chevy Chase is in it.
Oh, Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines.
Deal of the Century, yeah.
I couldn't think of Deal of the Century.
Well, that's not a very good film, so that's fair.
The Ice Tower.
The Ice Tower. I reviewed this out of Berlin this year. If we had more time this week, we were busy this week.
Were we?
Yes. Well, we're kind of in a state of catch up because there's just so many films opening.
Tell the mustard to catch up. I heard Little Richard tell that to someone once. Like they weren't keeping up with him, and he said, "Tell the mustard to catch up."
What's that joke from Pulp Fiction?
What?
That Uma Thurman tells in the restaurant where it's like 3 tomatoes going on a walk, mama, papa, and baby tomato, and the papa squashes the baby tomato because he's being slow, and he says ketchup.
Oh my God!
I'm paraphrasing that joke, but something like that. But yes, this week, next week. Although I don't know if you took solace, we were in a screening room, and there were many other. Hear them say it, notable film critics, and going on and on about how busy it is right now.
I don't compare myself to what other people are doing. That's the secret, actually.
But they're right. It is busy right now. An AFI Film Festival is coming up at the end of the month. Oh, anyway, Ice Tower. You and I, one of our more contentious film review videos is for Lucille Hadjihalilovic's Earwig, and this is her latest feature. I think you would have
I guess if people want to hear us, because we're so pleasant together, if you're interested in hearing us be confrontational, they should listen to the review of Earwig.
You are throwing so much shade my way right now, and I don't know why. I basically just woken up relatively recently. I have not ruined the day yet. So you're acknowledging that ultimately it will be your fault. Actually, today is a special day
because
it's our 17-year anniversary. So usually what we do is, we've been for the past year saying we've been together 17 years. So starting tomorrow, we'll probably start saying it's 18 years.
Yeah, I always, well, yeah.
I don't know why we always do that, but it's like,
but that's what I've always done that. So that's what it is.
Because this week we were talking like, wait, it's still just 17 because we haven't really reached it yet.
But starting today, I'm going to say 18.
That's because we are always looking forward to the future.
Oh, that's a nice thought.
Yeah.
Well, let's shift gears into a more positive direction.
Anyway, The Ice Tower. I liked this film, and I think you would have too, but it's a very cold film. It's Marion Cotillard.
The Ice Tower is a cold.
It is. And Marion Cotillard is playing a very icy woman. She's an actress that's starring in a production of I think it's Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen. And meanwhile, there's this runaway vagabond girl that's hiding out on the film set, and these two develop a weirdo little relationship. But it's there's a lot of, it's, I'm very familiar with this filmmaker who is Gaspar Noé's wife. Side note, I remember when I reviewed her film Evolution and I mentioned that, and those publicists were like, take that out of the review that she was married to Gaspar Noé. And I'm like, okay.
Oh.
And I did. Now I probably wouldn't. Don't take away my facts. But I like this film, and I think you would have enjoyed this more than Earwig.
May I offer you some advice? If a tortilla can rise up, so can you.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
That made me think of the...
Javier just sent me that meme, which I just think is so stupid. Also, I like the one that says, does God have a flawn for me?
I love that. But also that, for some reason, that just reminded me of the novel. And there's a film version, Tortilla Flat.
Tortilla Flat.
Isn't that... I think that's Steinbeck.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a Spencer Tracy movie that I've never seen because I've never read that book. Anyway, Tortilla Flat.
VHS Halloween.
This is again that continuing series franchise. We probably would have made time. The season's here. Everything's pumpkin, and you get weird, creepy, watered down, scary shit, and that's what the VHS series I think are to me. But I would still watch this.
Yeah, I would watch it. Maybe nothing's for fun anymore, but I would watch it.
God.
Projects of interest.
I don't think we have any.
I have one.
What do you have?
Why Did I Get Married Again started filming.
What? It started?
Yep.
Is Janet in it?
No.
Well, throw that away.
I know.
Who's in it? All the rest of them but her?
Well, and I think they've replaced their superstar with Taraji P. Henson.
Okay. Well.
Will I watch it? Yes, of course. We haven't watched it because we didn't review Boaz and Yang and Boaz or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I will watch Why Did I Get Married Again, but Janet doesn't appear to be in it. I don't know if that's going to be a surprise cameo that
like how The Rock was at the end of this last one.
Maybe she will. I mean, her husband's dead.
Yeah, that she's left kind of in a strange place.
And she left in a kind of an icky place, so I don't know. But that was my project of interest.
Oh yeah, all the rest of them are back in there, huh? Jill's back. Boring ass Sharon Leal. Poor thing. She's beautiful but boring. Everything I've seen her in.
Unfortunately, there are entries in the obituary section. Michèle Burke.
A 2-time Academy Award winning makeup artist, yeah.
Yeah, she died at the age of 75, I was going to say. But she won for a film called Quest for Fire.
Which I've never seen that.
But also for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we have Patricia Routledge.
Uh-huh.
She is an English actress and singer.
Yeah, she was in, what's the series? Keeping Up Appearances was a big series for her.
She was 96 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Jorgen Leth, a Danish film director.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Lars von Trier's The Five Obstructions, which is...
of my bowels.
Wow. That's a very interesting film if you've never seen it, which is, God, over 20 years old now. But it's a documentary, but it's it's divided up. I've only seen it once, but in sections about experimental filmmaking. But I think you would dig it. Anyway, he gone.
Well, make it a secret movie. And of course, Jane Goodall died.
Who, as soon as that news story broke, you're like, hey, Sigourney Weaver played her, right? Every time Jane Goodall comes up, I was like, no, Diane Fossey done been.
I think the Fossey throws me off because I always think Bob Fosse. So I just can't keep Diane Fossey in my head movie.
Different spellings, and she done been done dead. And nobody's found her killer.
But of course, people know Jane Goodall as a primatologist who worked with those chimpanzees, and of course
Nymphia Winds.
Well, I don't think that I don't even like Nymphia Winds, so we're not going to include her in that. But Jane Goodall spent a majority of her life working on conservation and climate change. And
here's how you remember it: Jane Goodall, chimps; Diane Fossey, gorillas.
You think that I will remember that?
Yeah. Okay. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Come on now.
But she was 91 years old.
Yeah, she was up there.
Okay.
There's a documentary about her I've never seen, but I've heard.
There are like 40 films about her.
Well, there's a recent one.
Oh,
in the past several years. Anyway,
the secret movie this week was my choice, and I chose the 1993 American dark comedy Ed and His Dead Mother, directed by Jonathan Wax. As in whack as hell.
Ooh.
Starring some cool people like Steve Buscemi, Miriam Margolyes, Ned Beatty. You got John Grease there. Yeah. Why did I choose this film? So we're currently watching Monster, the Ed Gein story on Netflix. And I was thinking, it's going to be the first secret film of October. I should pick a horror film. And then I started looking up what are some Ed Gein inspired horror films. And this one popped up. Beyond the obvious, like Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right, that have been done to death.
That have been done to death. So I saw this one and then I put on the trailer and realized, oh no, this is like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And it looked like it would be ridiculous fun.
It looked like it'd be cute.
Spoiler, I hated this thing. You liked it more than I did.
I'm not going to say I liked it, but it definitely didn't bother me as much as it did you.
This movie bothered me.
You know what? This is 1993. I think it was also giving me the vibe. Do you remember My Boyfriend's Back?
That kind of sounds familiar.
Where that I remember the trailer for My Boyfriend's Back. So in my mind, I always thought it was Joe Dante. Bob Balaban directed it. I begged my mother to bring me to this. So I would have been in third grade. And they were like, no, it's new age.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it. Matthew McConaughey is in it.
In what? My Boyfriend's Back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Fox is in it.
Mary Beth Hurt. But yeah, it's about this blonde woman whose boyfriend's dead, and then he comes back and body parts are falling off.
What's that? Lisa Frankenstein?
Yep.
Anyway.
Matthew Fox is in that? Anyway.
What is Ed and His Dead Mother about? A mourning son makes a deal to reanimate his mother 1 year after her death, but things take an unexpected turn. I don't think it's unexpected what happens in this movie.
No, even the poster for this is really messy.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was going to be my first comment because I already made the thumbnail for it. It's like, God, this is an ugly poster.
Yeah.
I guess it's like if you mix Pet Sematary with Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
But it's not funny. I didn't think it was funny. I chuckled maybe once. It wasn't even a chuckle. It was like a smirk.
Well, there's some decent comedic lines, but
I just think this movie is all wrong. It feels like this was an idea for a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
And then every network they pitched it to said, get out of my office. So they were like, well, let's just make it into a bullshit ass movie. And then the movie feels like, you know what I think they were probably going to do originally was give it like Porky's vibes, like a rated R adult.
Yes,
whatever.
It definitely feels watered down.
And then they realized, oh, well, if anyone's like if we're going to sell tickets, we need to water it down. But then we read that this film opened in one theater only
in LA,
a single theater in Los Angeles, and it made $673.
Isn't that's
a car payment?
That sounds like
that's
a
what
record.
it made, a car payment.
I mean, remember all the flack Uma Thurman got for that one film she did? Was it called Mother or Motherhood? Opened in New York, and I think it only had one ticket sale.
I actually kind of do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, I just hated this movie. The story is Steve Buscemi plays this guy, Ed, who owns a hardware store. He's kind of like a shy, lonely guy.
Kind of a loser.
Well, I mean, he owns a hardware store. He lives in a beautiful home. He's clearly very responsible.
He inherited a hardware store.
But he was clearly a mama's boy.
Yeah.
And his mother, who's been dead for a year, is portrayed by Miriam Margolyes.
When you showed me the trailer for this, I'm like, God, I
thought that was a man in a wig.
I thought it was a man in a wig, but I'm like, that person looks a lot like Miriam Margolyes. And then they say her name in the trailer. I'm like, oh, there you go.
I mean, gender's a construct, and I accept and respect all people. But
exactly,
she looked crazy as hell in that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But
also, it was a grainy resolution. Okay.
Oh, I should mention it is available on. Ironically, the full film was available on YouTube in HD, but the trailer was like grainy as hell. Anyway, so he misses his mother dearly, and I guess misses her domineering presence.
Some people like to be controlled. I mean, God bless him, I guess.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
I don't like that. Mm-mm.
One day, it's important to mention, he lives with his uncle,
Ned Beatty,
who is a full pervert.
Ned.
And we need to get into it, but it's actually quite upsetting to me.
You've never seen Deliverance.
No.
I bet Ed got tired of pig jokes.
Oh, he's
the squeal like a pig.
Oh,
because every time I like Ned Beatty, but every time I see him, that is my automatic thought.
So Ed lives with his uncle, played by Ned Beatty, who's a pervert, and his uncle's telling him like, your mom's been dead for a year. You need to move on. You need to find a lady. You need to get out there. And he's like, no. I'm still mourning my mom. So one day Ed is at work at the grocery store, at the hardware store, and this man comes in, this salesman played by
John Glover, who they're giving him the Christopher Lloyd treatment.
Oh, okay, that I see that. I also was thinking that priest from Poltergeist 2.
Oh God, but he's better looking than that. But
well, remember when Madonna had that outfit on that looked like the priest from Poltergeist 2? Mm-hmm. She looked like the hydrated version of him. I feel like this salesman looks like the hydrated version of that priest, except he's in all white. But anyway, this salesman comes to Ed's job and says, hey, I have a proposition for you. I work for the Happy People Corporation, and we can reanimate your dead mother for $1,000, which in 1993 money is like $2,200.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot of money to reanimate the dead.
Right. Well,
I was kind of shocked when he said $1,000.
That's low enough for him to be like, what's the catch?
Or sign me up. Like, I wouldn't think twice about it. But of course, Ed says, yeah, let's do it. So the next day or whenever, the salesman shows up with Ed's mom in the trunk of his car. And he's like, man, why didn't you tell me that she was cut up into pieces? Like, we can't, like this makes it very difficult. Her brain is like pudding.
But why was she cut up into pieces? Who did that?
Remember, she donated her
donated her body to science.
Well, no, she donated, yes, to science, but specifically, I wrote it down because it made me laugh, to the Oi Gewalt School of Medicine.
Oh.
But anyway, he says, well, we're going to have to take extra time with your mother. Like, we have to, here's another, there was one funny line. He says, do you know how hard it is to find a replacement kidney for a 1936 two-legged Caucasian female? So he says, I'm going to need extra money. I'm going to need like $3,000 or $3,500. And Ed says, okay, but you need to bring her back by midnight. Does that make any sense? That you want to do a rush job
exactly
on your dead mama?
Like, no.
No, take your time.
Take your time on that.
I want your best person working on her. Mm-hmm. If it takes 2 months, I don't care. Nope. So they bring her ass back at midnight, and it's like Pet Sematary. Like, at first she seems fine, but then slowly it becomes clear that she is not right. Then we find out that she needs to eat, but she can't, food is not going to cut it. She needs life. So the salesperson swindles Ed out of more money to explain to him that she needs to eat like live bugs. Then there's this beautiful, exceedingly beautiful woman who lives across the street named Storm.
Okay, Storm, that lady back then was known as Sam Jenkins. She's now Sam Sorbo. Guess who her husband is?
Conan?
Hercules.
Kevin
Sorbo.
Oh.
Who's also a fellow Minnesotan, even though I don't really like him as a person. I'll say that. But she's married to Kevin Sorbo.
Anyway, she says, my name is Storm, as in electrical.
That was like one of the cuter
That
lines,
was cute too. But we find out, works for Happy People Corporation.
Don't know how.
We need to talk all about that because I just don't understand how this makes any sense. All of this for $1,000, but anyway. Well, they're getting more. They're siphoning more out of him, but that's their game. Is that they sort of get people to sign up for this bullshit and then soak money out of them.
Yeah,
but things take a turn because Storm makes Miriam Margolyes' character, the mom, overdose on like live creatures. Mm-hmm. So now she's like addicted. So they make it seem like now she's on turbo boost crazy. So then we get like 30 minutes of Miriam Margolyes just acting weird, which in isolation is funny. Like Miriam Margolyes in this role is funny, but everything else about it is so boring. But everything culminates in Ed going to the sales guy and saying, we need to stop this. Okay, well, that's going to cost you $50,000. So that's when you realize, oh, they knew that he got $60,000 from her life insurance. And so they're trying to get all that money from him. And then for the $50,000, he says, well, I'll tell you how to get rid of her. And then we find out that he has to cut off her head and bury it in the cemetery facing southwest at midnight.
That's really...
Like he has to do it.
Right.
So I paid you $50,000 to tell me that I have to decapitate my mother.
That's traumatic.
I mean, it's just so stupid. So he does it, but the film is bookended with a court trial. Yes. So in the opening, we see that Ed has been charged with murder and he's going on trial. And so at the end of the film, we see that he is successful in decapitating his mother, burying her head. But then the police show up for a different reason, which we'll get to. And they're talking to Ed. And when he opens his door, the mother's body falls out. So that's why he gets arrested. And then we see the verdict of the court trial, and the jury finds Ed not guilty. We don't hear any of the case that was presented.
You're right.
And then the other gag is Ed decides to fall in love with Storm, even though she played his ass so hard.
Yeah.
And this lady, I wrote this down too, because what does she tell him? Storm, at the court trial, after he's been found not guilty, she tells him, you're the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me.
These simple ass people.
We only see them hang out once, right? I mean, they don't really bond.
No.
And then right after she tells him that, she says, I need a job. Then we flash forward and we see that now Ed and Storm are together and they're at the hardware store and the uncle's there and they're renovating when that damn salesman comes back. And he's like, I know, you don't want to talk to me, but I just, at the Happy People Corporation, we want to see people happy. And I've been thinking about how can I make this up to you? So here you go. And we see that they brought his dad back to life.
How? He's been dead for a decade.
And the film ends.
But I need to know this. How? What a technology? Are you using like DNA, like Jurassic Park style?
Well, I think it's supernatural. And that's why they have him bury the mom southwest at midnight.
Yeah.
So I can listen. I don't need to know how they reanimated her as long as it's funny. Right. But this movie's not funny enough to make me sit here and I am more forgiving about how they reanimated her than I am Storm. So they rented a house across the street from Ed so that she can sort of like go undercover to seduce him.
But why? How long has she been over there? And what's his Ned Beatty's been spying on her.
Okay, let's talk about Ned Beatty. So he's a pervert. The film opens once we leave the initial courtroom scene with Ned Beatty, and he's a peeping Tom. Yes. He has a telescope faced at Storm's bedroom, and she knows someone's watching her. She thinks it's Ed. So she's putting on a show. We see her get naked, and she's clearly like playing to whomever's staring at her. And then she comes over and starts flirting with Ed. And he's like, oh, sorry, I was expecting someone else, because he's expecting his mom to show up. But this woman comes onto him so hard that you know immediately something's not right. And I think Steve Buscemi's cute, but there's no reason for this woman to be all over him like that.
I agree. Yes.
So that's number one. I'm so disturbed by the uncle character because he's a peeping Tom. He's constantly trying to push up on this woman. And then on 2 separate occasions, he tells his nephew that he wants to watch him have sex with that lady. And in one instance says, I want to record it.
And provide notes, I guess.
I just don't understand why, because this feels like a PG movie.
With Ed Gein sensibilities.
With Ed Gein, yeah, exactly. It's just so creepy. It's not fun.
But when Miriam comes back, the first thing she does is get rid of her brother's telescope. Well,
she tries to, but then she drops dead.
Well, right.
And that's when we learn that she needs to eat bugs or whatever.
But it's like, so you were living with your pervy brother and
right.
Like, why?
Okay. General thoughts. I didn't like any of these characters. Like, I like Steve Buscemi. I like Miriam Margolyes. It's not the actors. These characters are so pointless or unlikable.
I like John Grease, but...
Okay, well, here, let's go down the list. So Ed, this milquetoast guy, he doesn't do anything. Like, he's like, I don't understand the purpose. What lesson was learned by him experiencing the reanimation of his mother, getting with this devious ass woman, and then ultimately getting back? Like, what is the message?
I don't know.
What's the point?
Just live. Won't he do it? I don't know.
Live, laugh, love. Then,
what's the slogan of the hardware store?
Oh, it had a slogan?
It's like innuendo. It's like every tool is...
Oh, I didn't write that down. Okay, then Ned Beatty. What's the point of having the uncle be a complete pervert?
I guess he's absorbing the Ed Gein tendencies to make our protagonist likable.
But he's not. I like Steve Buscemi, but Ed is not likable.
Well, he's a blank slate, really. He's just flaccid.
Okay, then the mom. Miriam Margolyes, she's the best part because she looks insane and she looks like she is going ham.
She's like giving Mrs. Doubtfire vibes.
She is. Well, what's that movie we reviewed?
End of Days.
End of Days. She was also giving...
Where Arnold farted on her. She's mad.
She's mad about it. Yeah, like she gives a lot to this role, but then I don't understand why make the mom such an unlikable character. You know what? So we talked about this before I hit record. I think what would have made more sense is we should have had a scene before the mom died where we saw that she was an extremely loving, nurturing, soft mom who like took care of her son, her adult son. She did his laundry, made his bed, made his breakfast, lunch, baked him pies, the sweetest, nicest lady. And then when she gets reanimated, she's like hell on wheels. But it only would have worked if Ed were like a loser. Like, oh, this loving mom who babied her son created a monster. And now that he's created a monster and reanimating her, she gets his ass in check. And so the moral of the story is that now he's grown up and behaves like a responsible adult. But that's not what's happening here. Ed is not portrayed as like an irresponsible F-up. He just seems like a mama's boy who's like boring and lonely.
Like a lot of people out there.
And so the only way he found a woman was by being swindled by one? That's crazy.
I mean, she is beautiful, but it's like, does this make any sense, sir? Any sense?
Then Storm, like you said, is beautiful. Like, she's stunning.
Stormo.
But then it's like, I feel like she should have been played more like a femme fatale then. Because it's so obvious that she's up to no good, but it's only because it doesn't make sense why she's over here flirting with the peeping Tom.
But when did you get stationed up in this house next door? Was the house empty? Like, what?
Then... The reason I believe that this was probably a sitcom idea is because we spend a lot of time at the hardware store. Why do I get to know the man who works at the hardware store?
When did Home Improvement start?
Oh,
maybe that
influenced. Like, let's get some shots in a hardware store.
People like hardware stores.
Then there's a customer a former customer, John Grease, who got caught stealing, and so he spent 10 years in prison.
What parallel universe is this?
What in the world? How many shovels do you have to steal to spend 10 years in prison?
Even at gunpoint, I believe he probably...
Well, then I'm thinking, was it armed robbery? But they don't explain any of it.
No.
We just see him come back and he's mad. He wants revenge. So there's this entire side plot.
On the mother, because it's her...
Because it was her store.
Yeah.
Another side plot is that there's the local reverend who wants to kill his cheating whore of a wife.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. And he keeps
calling. That was kind of a funny gag, but it's so random. That's what makes me think that that maybe the original idea was sort of like a lighthearted comedy about, this reanimated mother and all the calamitous things that happen now that she's back and she doesn't act right. But then we get
like the negative energy in the universe, a la Ghostbusters 2.
Right. So then we have that. I didn't think any of these characters gave me anything I could use.
No, and it feels like the inspo was interesting, but I don't know.
Oh, and then we didn't talk about John Glover. He, I think, works as like a smarmy salesperson, but then they don't really even... I feel like we could have not even gone to the hardware store and spent more time at the Happy People Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't need to know how the science works, but it's like, how are they so there's a company out here reanimating the dead, just openly reanimating the dead. Wouldn't that be like a huge... I feel like it should have been a secret thing.
Make it Double Indemnity, but with zombies. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, but my mind was going towards, I wanted more of that. But
the scariest thing in this movie is Miriam Margolyes and her face, like the crazy look she's giving.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most disturbing part of the movie. Mm-hmm. I also have to mention the sound editing in this film is so weird. I don't even think I can think of another example of a film that sounds like it was recorded in a vacuum. There is no background noise. Mm-hmm. There's no life to this movie.
It's undead.
And I mean like auditory, like there's just everything is dead silent until someone speaks. Mm-hmm. It's a weird feeling. I don't know. I haven't noticed that in a film that I can think of before.
The cinematographer is Francis Kenny, who's white, but he lends an awful lot of black classics from the early 90s. He has a really interesting resume. Got Nicholas Roeg in there, but also he was the cinematographer on New Jack City.
Ooh.
House Party 2.
Oh.
Class Act.
Ooh, I like Class Act.
Heathers.
Oh.
I mean, what an odd Coneheads. Jason's Lyric. I mean, a thin line between love and hate. Like all of that. Interesting. Anyway.
Just a few notes I had. When we first see Ned Beatty's character peeping on Storm, he says sex is life. And if it was a pronoun, she'd be it. What?
My pronoun. Wait. So her pronoun is it? Is that what?
That's what he said. When the salesman shows up with Miriam Margolyes' body, he's in like a Cadillac, like DeVille, and has her in the trunk. This man doesn't have a better way of transporting corpses. Like he just has her loose pieces in a trunk of a Cadillac.
And he said something about not wanting to get his car dirty. He has a line about that. But your trunk? Ew.
The uncle's being a creep with his nephew and talking about like, oh, if you're going to have sex with Storm, make sure you wear a condom. Shield that gator. No regrets later.
Oh, that reminds me. I had that po' boy gator, that gator po' boy. Oh, I'm hungry. I could have that right now. Anyway, yes. Off-putting, to say the least.
There's a random scene. Well, it's not totally random. Now that the mom's back, she sees that her son has eyes for the beautiful woman across the street. Mm-hmm. So then we get a scene where Miriam Margolyes gets all dolled up in this red dress with her hair in curlers.
Because the boy's best friend is his mother.
And she's being sexy.
Well, she's trying.
She's trying, but I thought, I bet again, this was like, it was meant to be more adult and they had to cut it. So now this just feels random. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, I think the Ed Gein component of like the overbearing mother, and it's giving Psycho vibes kind of.
Of course.
Is just so uninspired. Another scary thing about this movie is at one point, Miriam Margolyes serves sandwiches.
Yes.
And the lady...
She's concerned about ketchup in that scene.
She asked for ketchup for her sandwiches.
For the sandwiches, yeah.
I have never...
well, are they meatloaf sandwiches? That's appropriate to me.
Okay, I would let that pass. I've never had a meatloaf sandwich, but they didn't look like meatloaf sandwiches. They look like ham sandwiches.
I mean, that sounds like a Midwestern thing to me. Yeah, no.
I would never have an occasion to have made someone a ham sandwich, but if that ever did happen and you asked for ketchup, get out of my house. Death row!
God.
For you and your prosecutor. I've been watching those TikTok videos.
Yeah, no, ketchup is a specific condiment for me.
Yeah, you don't like ketchup as much as I do.
No, not even on hot dogs. Well, I don't really eat hot dogs anymore, but
well, if you give me fries, I need ketchup.
If I'm in a bind and that is what is there, I will eat it. But yeah.
Ooh, but I really like mustard.
I like mustard. Mustard and pickles. You can have a very low
calorie
lunch.
A pastrami sandwich with mustard and pickles sounds good. But anyway, so did you notice? So John Grease, the disgruntled ex-convict customer who wants revenge on Miriam Margolyes, he shows up at the house.
Yes.
And she invites him in for tea and sandwiches.
Yeah.
And that scene was so weird because he is basically threatening her with violence, but then, she doesn't care because she's dead. So she's acting crazy too. And then she pours him tea and he drinks it and spits it in her face because it's actually coffee. And I thought it was funny when he's like, what the hell is this? This is coffee. And she's licking her lips like, oh yeah, it is coffee. But
tea and sympathy.
She gets up and goes, well, let me get you some tea. And then she goes, oh, I'm sorry to tell you we don't have tea, but we have this. And she pulls out a chainsaw. So then it's like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Ed Gein type vibes. But did you notice that John Grease, that his ear was folded?
No.
His ear was folded in half and then it pops up.
Oh, yeah. No, I did see that. Okay.
Is that a trick people can do? I feel like I've seen someone do that before. They can hold their ear, like they can control their ear enough that they can hold it in half and then it pops up.
Like, what are you, a wombat? Like you have muscles in your ears? What?
If anyone out there can do that, would you please provide me video?
I want evidence.
I want evidence, and I want you to explain what it feels like to hold your ear in half.
And is it magic?
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
For a limited time at McDonald's, get a Big Mac extra value meal for $8. That means 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and medium fries, and a drink. We may need to change that jingle.
Prices and participation may vary.
So at the point where we learn Storm is actually in cahoots with Happy People Corporation, she's upset because she's like, I didn't sign up for this. And he's like, bitch, you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Well, what did you sign up for?
And actually, what did you sign up for? But she goes, we've gone from the Happy People Corporation to Murder Incorporated in one fell swoop.
Huh.
Okay. So the uncle tells his nephew, you know what we have to do? We got to kill her ass.
Oh, Ned Beatty is so upset that his sister's back.
And he grabs a gun and he's like, you got to shoot her ass and kill her. But I was so confused, because we saw her drop dead earlier from not eating.
Right.
So then I thought, why can't they just stop feeding her?
Stop feeding this hoe.
Instead of killing her.
Lock her up.
Lock her up and don't feed her and she'll die.
Let her wind down. Yeah.
Yeah. Let her wind down, tie her down, and then she'll just die. But then the uncle goes up there and shoots her in the back and it does nothing. She turns around like, do y'all smell something? Mm-hmm. Okay, the line I probably hated the most is Ed is telling his uncle, I can't kill my mom. Why? I promised her no matter what, I would never say goodbye. What? You said goodbye a year ago when you buried her ass. What are we talking about here?
You already broke that
You already broke that promise.
What?
You don't have to say goodbye. Like, she... What?
Yeah, that's really dumb.
I hated that line. Okay, I posted a clip on our Instagram of Miriam Margolyes on a lawnmower because she wants a weapon to kill fools. So she goes to her old hardware store and gets the salesperson to give her a riding mower.
That isn't really meant for that.
But so then you get a scene that is pretty funny of her driving this thing down the street looking insane. And then she busts into the house trying to kill Storm. And the funny line is, eat grass, bitch.
Now, again, that reminds me of Frankenhooker, because isn't that how the girlfriend dies in the beginning? She gets run over by the lawnmower at the cookout?
That's right. So the final scene at the cemetery, Ed has cut off his mom's head and he's talking to her because she can still talk. She's still alive. And she's a trickster. She's not a nice lady as this undead thing. So she's convincing him like...
The devil is a trickster.
Well, then he gives her a kiss to say goodbye and she bites his lip.
Why did he kiss her like
Why
that?
Why did you kiss her like
that? On the lips? Like it was... like every kiss begins with what's that?
Every kiss begins with K.
Every kiss begins with K.
So the reason the cops show up at the cemetery is not because they think Ed is up to no good. It's because the Reverend is there and the wife called because he was trying to kill her because he thinks he's a cheating whore.
God.
And we see the wife hysterical. The Reverend's wife is hysterical. Like, my husband tried to kill me. And we see the Reverend being dragged out in handcuffs. And the one cop, I also thought a line that made me giggle is the cop tells this woman who is in distress. Like, she just experienced her husband trying to kill her and the cop's taking him away. And he very calmly tells her, why don't you go inside and put this incident behind you? And then she turns around and we see that she's naked. So then it's like, oh, so she's a little freak. Again, I could see like a John Waters taking a story like this and really making it what it probably needed to be.
Yes. But
like subversive and ridiculous and gross. And
where take this bitch of a bearing wall and put a window where it ought to be.
Well, because like you could have had so much fun with just this concept of my undead mother and like all the nasty things that would be involved in like someone has to, scoop out her doo-doo bubbles and clean out her bladder. And,
hey, Whitney.
I just think there were so many missed opportunities to make this like
I agree. It needed
gross out fun.
It needed a touch of
dark
gay,
comedy.
A touch of gay, I think.
Something.
To get where it needed to go.
Ugh. Wow. Yeah. I hope I didn't have fun watching it, but I hope people enjoyed listening.
I think it has kind of it has something of a cult following now, but I had never even heard of this film, which is strange.
Well, especially considering that it has a decent budget, it looks okay, and there are notable people in it.
Yeah, and I like Steve. I always loved Steve, but
it's available online, YouTube.
It's available
HD.
Wherever internet is.
I can't recommend it.
No.
I don't think it's fun at all. I think, yeah.
If you're a Steve Buscemi completist, though, you better.
I guess put it on the background while you clean house, maybe.
It's good for early October, when we're still in the comedic horror phase, and we will slowly get more serious.
Well, yeah, this was a good start. Well, no, it's not a good start, but the idea of like a horror comedy I thought would be a good start to Halloween season, but I failed in the selection. But I think next week's selection, if we do it, will be a good one.
It's much more serious, yes,
and disturbing.
Yeah,
but I don't know if we haven't confirmed yet.
I have a backup as well if that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
So don't you worry about it.
Great. Oh, wow. I was so worried that you wouldn't have a selection or a thought.
What? Oh, I have many. Oodles.
Before Nick killed my love for cinema, we used to be like, oh, let's pick a movie. And then, of course, he has a huge movie collection. And I used to find it very charming when you would, because you would take time. You would he would spend like 30 minutes curating like,
oh, this is the mood.
Like, this is the vibe. And he would bring me like 10 discs and be like, okay, well, these are the selections. And I used to actually really enjoy picking one.
Oh, but not now.
Well, no, because now watching movies isn't for fun, right?
Well, you get money, honey.
What would you give Ed and his dead mother?
2.
I would give this movie 1 out of 5.
Damn, mad. Look at him. As soon as he finished, I was like, look at him, mad. God damn.
Okay, what do we have coming this week? I know I already have 3 reviews in the can.
It's also a busy week.
because next week we have reviews for Kiss of the Spider Woman. Did you see I posted that clip of J-Lo being interviewed by like a serious journalist?
No.
And he goes, I heard you say that you have a voice that's more appropriate for theater and not pop music. What do you mean by that? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, growing up, I always sang musicals. And so I think that's just how my voice is.
No.
Not her admitting that she can't sing her pop songs.
Oh, God.
But we have that review coming. We have a review for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which I think Rose Byrne gives a really great performance.
Excellent performance.
And then we have a review for House of Dynamite.
Yep. And
the
then
new Catherine Bigelow movie.
Yes. And then there's a bunch of screenings next week. Tron Ares. Roofman.
Okay.
I think you're finally going to see Begonia, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. And then we'll for sure have some Patreon reviews up next week.
Yeah, you're going to have to get back to me about that Harris Dickinson directorial debut, too.
Well, because we might get to meet him.
Yeah, I have to RSVP for that, but yeah. And then
those things are odd, though, because then it's like...
They usually say hi, bye.
Right, but like...
we met Oliver Lax last night.
Yeah, last night we saw Sirat.
Yes.
And then they had a really nice reception.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we got to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very lovely man.
Kind of transfixing.
Yeah, he's very and he's very tall. Like,
I know,
because he was hunching over a lot. Like, like probably years of, looked like years of having to hunch, give him bad posture. But he looks like he's like 6'5" or 6'7".
He has really nice hair.
Yeah,
it's like, well, it's giving Jesus, but
his movie was spectacular.
Yes,
I think it might be my favorite movie of the year. So far
in our Cannes review,
I haven't seen Tron yet, but
I don't think Tron will beat it. In our Cannes rundown, that's what I said should have won. That was my pick for winning the Palme d'Or. Yeah, excellent. And then we probably should try to fit in After the Hunt with Julia Roberts. No. No, you're a fan of hers.
She's all right.
Oh, I thought
I'm not going to fight over her, but I'm not going to let people disparage her in front of me. But
see, okay. That hair is drowning her out. Though.
I do like Julia Roberts, but
she's grown on me over the years. That she shouldn't be blonde. She shouldn't be that shade of blonde, though. She looks dead.
I wish she would go back to more of like a light auburn. I think that suits her best. But
I agree.
Whatever. Anyway. What do I know? Anyway, I think that's all we have, right?
Yeah.
Ta-ta.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.